Good morning, everyone. Today's class, we are going to see about metal oxide semiconductor transistor, as called as MOS transistor. As we know that there are 4 terminals or in the MOS transistor. MOS transistor consisting of drain, source, gate, and also the invisible terminal as a bulk. So the bulk is located within a transistor. It's in-housed in a substrate level. So we can able to see only 3 terminals: drain, source, and gate. In this slide, it shows some differences between that FET with a conventional bipolar junction transistor. As we know that FET is a MOS transistor. The conventional transistor is a bipolar junction transistor. So let me see the advantages first. The advantages of FET over conventional transistor. As we know that there are 2 types of semiconductor. There is 2 types of semiconductors. One is P and another one is N. So the majority charge carriers for the P type is always holes, whereas the majority charge carriers for the electron for the N type is always electrons. So the operation of the FET, the MOSFET, is highly based on either holes or electrons of the majority charge carriers, so that it is called as a unipolar device. So unipolar device means operation depends on only one type of charge carriers, either holes or electrons. The second point about this MOSFET is it is a voltage control device. Why it is called as voltage control device means, as we know that the gate terminal is the main terminal of the MOSFET. This gate terminal used to control the voltage, right? The gate voltage. So what we are feeding for the voltage in the gate terminal, it's going to control the drain current. So what is meant by drain current here? That is known as your channel current. The channel will be created between that source and drain. So the channel current will be controlled by a gate voltage. So that this device is known as voltage control device. So, and one more specification this MOSFET have is very high input impedance. So that input impedance of the device is almost approximately equal to 1009 to 1012 watts. So that is a major advantage when we have this field effect transistor, MOSFET. And also when we are using this MOSFET, the power consumption is very low, because for operating this device, the threshold level of the device is very less compared to the bipolar junction transistor. So as we know that power consumption, that operating voltage for a BJT is always, it's equal to almost 0.7, is it not? But whereas we are using this MOSFET device, the power consumption is very less. Okay, comparatively it's very less. So it is lesser than the operating voltage of BJT 0.7. That is a barrier potential of a semiconductor device. Okay, na? So that's what this MOS devices, it will always offer the low power consumption. So low voltage, low current operation is possible here. And also it have another major advantages, less noisy as compared to BJT. In the time of operating of this MOSFET, we are going to study about that, how it is going to give us a less noisy. Okay. The next point is no minority carrier storage. It doesn't have any storage, so that is not required to wasting any power here. And final advantage is it's very small in size, occupies very small space in ICs. Size in the sense the channel width. Channel width means whenever we are reducing this channel, the drain current creations created by this device is very less. As we know, we are in the level of micro levels. So the channel width, what it specifies here, the channel width is micros, measured in terms of micros. So that we can say the device size is very small. Okay, so that it can also occupy very small space in ICs. So these are all the major advantages of a MOS transistor. Okay. Next, we'll move to the slide as MOS transistor theory. So what it says about a study, it says about the study conducting channel between source and drain, right? How the channel is created within the device and modulated by the voltage applied to the gate, voltage control device. As I said, it's a voltage control device because we are feeding that voltage to the gate terminal through which it is going to control this ID current. ID means a channel current. So there are two classifications in this MOS transistors known as NMOS transistor and PMOS transistor. NMOS transistor means the majority carriers are electrons. So it may have the greater mobility, and P substrate doped positively doped means what? The NMOS transistor consisting of a P substrate, right? Above which we are creating two wells of N wells. So these two N wells will be occupied or the doped by the N material to offer a source and drain. Okay. So the device operation is entirely based on the majority carriers of electrons. That's what it's said to be a NMOS transistor. That is one classification from this MOS transistor. So another type is PMOS transistor. So here the majority carriers are holes. It contains less mobility, and the substrate is, the place of the bulk is occupied by N substrate. So that is negatively doped. So what it says about this N substrate creates two wells above this N. So the two wells has been created with the two wells will be occupied with P type of material to offer source and drain. For both this type of transistors, the gate is the major terminal. It is used to control the ID value, that is drain current here. Based on that applied gate potential, the channel current is going to be controlled. That's why it is called as voltage control device. Let me move on the next slide. Gate biasing. So how this biasing takes place within this MOS transistor. In this diagram, we are seeing about this MOS transistor constructed from the P substrate. So we are using this P substrate as a base. Within that N plus plus wells are created so that the N positive materials are doped above this P substrate. Okay. Above which silicon dioxide as an insulator is there, above which we have gate terminal, so that we can get 4 terminals of this MOS transistor as first terminal as source, second one is drain, third one is gate, and the invisible terminal as bulk available from the P substrate. So we are starting this device with P substrate, means it is belongs to what type of transistor? NMOS transistor, is it not? NMOS transistor. Okay. So what we are observing from this diagram, above this P substrate, we have silicon dioxide. The silicon dioxide is acting as an insulator, insulating material. So this silicon dioxide will offer masking properties, dielectric properties, a good dielectric, it will offer good dielectric property as well, insulating property as well. The third one is masking property. Okay. So that's what we used to have, this SiO2 insulating material within the device. So above which we have a gate terminal. Okay. So it's also made up of a polysilicon. So silicon is taking part of this. So as we know that how to make a P-type material and N-type material here. So all these things will contribute to provide a device, MOS transistor. Let me see the gate biasing, how the biasing takes place within the device. The positive voltage is applied between the source and drain, like VDS, with 0 gate bias voltage. So what will happen? No current flows from source and drain because they are effectively insulated from each other by the 2 reverse biased PN junction. Let me assume that first. Source and drain will be fed by some potential, some positive potential. What will happen here? When received positive, obviously the P substrate will have the P-type material, right? So we are feeding that positive to the N. What will happen here? It will give us reverse bias. Did you agree this point? Yes. So it will offer a reverse biased PN junction. That's what the PN device symbol is shown in this MOS transistor. However, a voltage applied to the gate which is positive with respect to the source and the substrate produces an electric field across the substrate, which attracts electrons towards to the gate and repel holes. Is it not? It always attracts the electrons towards to the gate and repel holes. If the gate voltage is sufficiently large, the region under the gate changes from P-type to N-type. See, from this diagram, this entire portion is occupied by P-type of material only. So as the conditions given from this one, what will happen here? These 2 places are being in the reverse bias. If I'm applying more and more amount of gate potential, what will happen based on this attractions and repulsion of the charge carriers? This portion, the channel portion, is entirely occupied by the what? Electrons. Okay. So the electrons will be occupied, attracted here in this channel, so that this moment, this place is going to be converted from the p substrate level into the n type of material. Okay, so that the charge carriers from this, the below this silicon dioxide is occupied by n type material. Okay. So if the gate voltage is sufficiently large, the region under the gate changes from the p type to n type. So due to this accumulation of attracted electrons, right, and provides a conduction path between the source and the drain. Okay, to provide the conduction path between the source and the drain. Under such condition, this surface of underlying p-type silicon is said to be inverted, is it not? Under this condition, what will happen? This p-type substrate will be getting inverted. The term n-channel is applied to the structure. So this is illustrated in the diagram. Did you understand this operation of this MOS transistor? Yes. Let me move on to the next slide. The behavior of the MOS transistor. I have given only one example. I have taken only one example as NMOS transistor. So NMOS transistor, now it is going to be shown that based on the three modes, accumulation mode, depletion mode, and also inversion mode. Based on that, gate substrate voltage and also the threshold voltage, the device is being in three modes. Accumulation mode. Accumulation mode means your gate substrate voltage is lesser than the threshold voltage. So what is mean by threshold voltage VT here? Basic voltage. So this threshold voltage is a voltage at which a device starts to conduct. The previous diagram we have seen, no, there is a conduction path between the source and drain. Okay, so that voltage, so that VT is the threshold level voltage. This is the minimum voltage in which a device starts to conduct. Okay, so based on this voltage level of gate substrate voltage and threshold voltage, this MOS transistor is being in three modes. The first mode is accumulation mode, where VGS is more lesser than VT. Okay. The second mode is known as depletion mode, where the gate substrate voltage is equal to the threshold voltage. The third mode is inversion mode. Here, this gate substrate voltage is more greater than the threshold voltage. From this diagram, what you are understanding here? From this diagram, the first one, during this time of accumulation mode, we don't have the depletion region here. The depletion region is 0. Okay. The second depletion mode, where the VGS is equal to VT, the width of the depletion region is extensive, right? Extensive, so that we are, having some space for the conduction. It's ready for having the conductions. If we are offering more amount of gate potential than the threshold level, what will happen? Under this gate, the level, the place, the space for that under the gate will be converted from the positive charge carriers to the negative charge carriers, so that the conduction takes place here. Okay. So these are all the three basic mode of operation of the MOS transistor. So these are all the diagrams here. So based on this mode operations, this MOS transistor is always acting as a switch when it is being in either cutoff region or saturation region. Based on this, this cutoff region, NMOS transistor is said to be a switch when it is being in cutoff, it is being in off state. It is being in off state. So that the IDS current, the drain source current offered from this area is 0. Means there is no depletion region, there is no conduction path takes place when this NMOS device is being in cutoff. When we are feeding that VGS is equal to 0, there is no drain source current flow within this channel. So the device is said to be a cutoff state or off state. Okay. The second state is a linear. Linear state means the VGS is offered with, offered more amount of gate potential is there than the threshold level, so that the conversions takes place here, right? The positive charge carriers has been converted to the negative charge carriers occupied within this channel. Okay, so that the swapping takes place from this channel, so that more amount of negative charges will be pulled and move towards to this drain. So the IDS value will get increases. More amount of negative charge carriers from the source source, the N positive will be attracted and then it moves towards to this drain. So the IDS value is increased here. So this state is known as a linear state. The next state is a saturation state. Here this VGS is heavy more and more, so that sorry, 1 minute. Here the channel is, try to observe this channel, right? The negative charge carriers taken from the source to this drain, move towards to this one, and also the channel width is going to be get reduced. So the IDS value, it will offer the IDS value is more here in the time of the saturation region. So at this time the gate potential is more than the threshold level voltage. These are all the MOS analysis part of this MOS transistor. So today's class we discussed about the advantages of MOS transistor, how it differs from the conventional BJT, bipolar junction transistor, and also the basic operation of the MOS transistor theory. Thank you.